end up doing every role because you don't want to pay somebody to do some other parts of the role, and you can control freak. Especially if you worked in an employed environment, you take accountability previously for everything of you doing a certain sector, but nobody ever really teaches you to delegate. No one ever really teaches you to go, actually, is my time better spent doing something else? Could I have somebody else do that part of it so I could spend more time on the bits people can't work on? So you go from working every role in the business to having this transition as you get a bit larger, to having certain parts of your role delegated out, and really having that maturity to stop working in the business every day and you're working in it, to really taking a step back and working on it. Before you start the business, you actually work on it. Because when you start to do business plans, it's all about on and how you're going to get your growth. And as soon as you start up, you're getting stuck in there and you're in that business. And that can be stuck in the trenches for a number of years, bit by bit, having the maturity to realise, how can I start to replace certain parts of what I do? Am I going to pay somebody to do another job that I feel I could do better than anyone else because I'm the business owner? I know it better than everybody, and I'm OCD. And having the maturity to let somebody else do it and run with it whilst you work on other things is really tough. And as you evolve and you get a bit larger and you get a real team and structure underneath you that can really be specialists in all their fields, my role now is really working on the business, and I don't really work in very much on the day-to-day. And that can take a real shift. It's really hard to take that step away. And sometimes it's even, I kick myself out of certain reports, so I wouldn't keep checking them all the time. I wouldn't have OCD and checking what everybody's doing every few minutes. That took years to try and evolve into that. But way better for it, because it gave me a lot of better work-life balance at the back end of it. I've got a team now who I trust, but getting there was quite the journey.
Yeah, and it's quite easy. We speak to a lot of business owners. It's quite easy to see the passion that people have for their own businesses. And the challenge that comes with that is, can you let go? Can you delegate? Is that something that you've tried to instill in others as well?
Yeah, very much so. It's quite a hard mindset to shift yourself, but once you've done that, as you grow as a business and you've got a leadership team below you, or you might have multiple different layers, then trying to re-educate the teams below you, they've got to do the same with their team and trust on their team to be able to do certain roles. Especially people being promoted from within and they are new to more of a leadership position, they have the same bad habits that you would have done, which is you don't delegate, you try and do everything yourself. It's just a great skill for a small business entrepreneur, and it's great to have that accountability, but then learning who can do something better than you, or if somebody does something that frees up your time to focus on things that others can't within your team is quite hard to really get the team motivated and bought into that. And it's a bit of a moving target, because throughout the whole life of the business, people will naturally, every time there's a new project due, I'm still guilty of it now, a new project comes up, I'll try and do it all myself start to finish.